So Kevin Feige just confirmed that after Secret Wars, Marvel is going to hit the reset button. Not a full reboot, more like a soft reboot. And the idea is to essentially clean house, simplify the timeline, make the MCU more accessible again. Now the internet being the internet, fans are already split down the middle. Some people are saying finally Marvel is fixing itself, while the others are saying that this is the last nail in the coffin. I think truth is a little more complicated than either side is making it out to be. So let's break down what Kevin Feige actually said. His plan is to take the elements that worked in the earlier MCU phases, the stuff that made people fall in love with Marvel in the first place, and take those further and at some point ditch whatever didn't work. He mentioned being inspired by James Gunn's Superman movie. He liked that Gunn didn't waste time over explaining every character. Instead, it throws you right in. You don't know who Mr. Terrific is, fine, but you will know by the time credits roll. And Kevin Feige is not just talking vague ideas, he's also hinted at eventual recasting for Iron Man and Captain America after Secret Wars. Yes, that means new faces in iconic roles. It's not happening tomorrow, but it's clearly part of the long-term vision. I think it's gonna be happening at around like 2030, 2032, so it's definitely a long plan for Marvel. On paper, that sounds pretty solid, right? Take what worked, scrap whatever didn't, and give Marvel a fresh start. The pro reboot camp says that MCU is too messy right now, too many characters, too many shows, too many overlapping plot lines. They see this reset as a chance to clean up the timeline and get back to basics. They see the reset as a chance to clean up the timeline and get back to the basics. The anti-reboot camp thinks it's lazy. They see it as an admission that Marvel has lost its creative spark. Why hit reset when you could just write better stories? And here's what I think about the whole situation. I don't think the multiverse or the sheer number of Marvel shows was the main problem. The problem was and still is bad writing and unfocused vision. Right now, Marvel's approach feels like they're throwing characters at the screen to see whatever sticks. If a character's movie does well, great, sequel time, but if it doesn't, they're quietly shelved like they never existed. But that wasn't how the earlier MCU worked. Back in Phase 1, Thor and Captain America weren't breaking box office records. But Marvel had a plan. They stuck by those characters because they knew where they fit into the bigger picture. Now look at the Eternals. They didn't make the money Marvel hoped for, so nope, they're just gone. No clear roadmap, no long-term integration, just tossed aside like pretend they never existed. It's like before Marvel used to plant seeds and nurture them over the years, and now they're just scattering the seeds randomly and hoping one grows into $1 billion tree overnight. And it's not like Marvel is incapable of making good shows. Take She-Hulk for example. On paper, it's not a bad idea. The character isn't bad. In the comics, She-Hulk is a beloved character with witty, meta humor, and unique tone. But the execution in the show, weak writing, inconsistent tone, jokes that fell flat, and an ending that made the entire purpose of the show meaningless, that's what killed it, not the fact that She-Hulk exists in the MCU. The same goes for the multiverse. In the comics, the multiverse has delivered some of the most epic Marvel stories ever told. But those stories worked because they were backed by strong writing and a focused vision. The MCU in the meanwhile barely scratched the surface of the multiverse concept before blaming it for the current slump. And that's the part that bugs me. Because Marvel is talking like multiverse was the problem, or that the sheer number of shows was the problem. Sure, those things might be symptoms, but they're not the disease. The disease is the lack of focused vision and consistently strong writing. You can soft reboot all you want, recast whoever you want, simplify timelines all you want. But if you don't fix those two core issues, the same problems are going to come back again. Yes, some Marvel shows should never have been made in the first place. Yes, the current state of MCU feels messy. Yes, it's exhausting to keep up sometimes. But all of that is just noise compared to the bigger issue. If Marvel doesn't lock in a clear vision and commit to telling well-written character-driven stories, a reboot is just a fresh coat of paint over a cracked wall. Soft reboot can reset the timeline, but it can't reset bad storytelling. Those are my thoughts for now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, it's time for a goodbye.